Now, thousands of South African Spaza shop owners are racing against time to meet today's registration deadline, with many facing hurdles, including complex compliance requirements. This is after the government urged all Spaza shop owners and vendors to register their businesses with their local municipalities by the end of business today. Now, business owners say the registration process is taking longer than expected and insist that today's deadline is unfair. They add that they also suffered financially due to the process and are waiting for their certification. The registration process was announced last year following the deaths of 6 children in Naledi, Soweto and other provinces in the country. The government said Spaza shops must be registered to ensure that food safety laws are followed and dangerous food is taken off the market.
It's a bit expensive to register a tuck shop when you are a startup. So all what we love government to assist with, it's maybe assist the startups with maybe some assistance in terms of registrations. So the government can just relieve them because it's too expensive.
These requirements, I don't think we'll be able to complete everything that's required here, because they want your approved plan for your shop. Health and safety, it wants an amount of 1.6. The hawker's license, actually, basically, you must have something like 2,000 for this. And that amount you must bring it today, which is totally unfair. So the treatment that's been given to us, it's not right. Tax clearance certificates, this and that. So this was never communicated to us.
We Africans, rather the last minute thing. We take things simple. We want to see action first. Then that's where we'll take action to say this is serious. We need to go there. Now, the people were taking this as a joke, as our government mostly rather the jokes. I will put it that way, because they implement things, but bona corona to say this is what you need to do on the ground. Right? Well, now even our people are dead. Their minds are there to say, right now, there's this money here. The president spoke about it. Ne? That one for small businesses. Have you heard anything about it now? No, it's quiet. Why not? Because he said there's money allocated for those small businesses. But still, if you go ask again, they will tell you, we don't know what is going on. Even now, the municipality, they don't know what they are doing.
We have to register, we have to be registered, but what I'll have to ask is they have to give us more classes, they have to teach us, they have to workshop us on this matter so that we can know a lot about it.
All right, we continue with our focus on the Spaza shop registration deadline. Our reporters have been crisscrossing the length and breadth of the country, as you've seen there. This hour, we're joined by Lerato Makola, who has been in Sebokeng monitoring registrations there. Good afternoon, Lerato. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good afternoon.
So it's been a long day for you, specifically in Sebokeng. This is where you were stationed. How did registration processes go about there?
Yes, definitely. It's been a good day for us. Different reporters were stationed in different locations, and my colleague and I, Bulelani Scots, went to Vanderbilt Park Registration Center. That's where we were stationed. And when we got there, it was quiet, but we expected it to be busy, but it was not that busy. So, and when we got there, we engaged with some of the Spaza shop owners, and they mentioned that they are happy with the registration process. So the registration process in Sebokeng, it went smooth. It was smooth. Everything was smooth, and they've received over 3,000 applications so far. Yes.
I'm sure you heard in just that clip alone, there were complaints around the registration fee. Just talk us through that registration fee, because some said as small Spaza shop owners, they actually couldn't come through with some of those costs.
Yes, Mfundo. Well, I was monitoring the one in Soweto. My colleague Puseleto Mkwena was there in Soweto, and the Spaza shop owners there, they were not happy. They've mentioned that they've raised concerns and saying that they were asked 2,000 rands for a registration fee and a business license, and they mentioned that they did not know anything about about that. They've mentioned that they believe that the government is prioritizing foreign-owned Spaza owners, and they say that they are not taught anything about, they were not taught anything or informed enough about the registration process. They say that they were not happy, and engaged with one of the Spaza shop owner, and she mentioned that her family depends on her. This business that she was supposed to register today, she couldn't register because she didn't have the documents, the required documents. She mentioned that the business, the family depends on this business, and she has family, she has kids, she has family, and the kids they have to go to school. But now she's worried. She mentioned that she was frustrated.
So what is she going to do now? Because the Cocta minister has stressed that there will be no further extension. I mean, this was last year in November. It's more than 4 months. It's actually 4 months.
Yes, yes. And she mentioned that she was worried because she doesn't have money to pay for the registration fee. The registration fee that's required is 2,000 rands for the business license. So she was worried. She says she doesn't know what she's going to do now, and her family depends on her. She was crying, and she said that since today it's the last day, she was calling on the government to extend the registration process, because she believes that she faced some of the challenges, and she believes that the government did not inform her enough about the registration process. So she was calling on the government, asking the government to extend the registration process. Yes.
I take it you also interacted with officials there that were registering some of these Spaza shop owners. The matter now going forward will be around enforcement. This is where the true test will be, that beyond registering everybody, will you have capacity to go to some of these Spaza shop owners and ensure that they are compliant? What do they have to tell you around their capacity?
Definitely, Mfundo. I did engage with MMC for Local Economic Development in Sebokeng, Mbuyiselo Rancho. He mentioned that they will do awareness campaigns, and he mentioned that they're working hand in hand with MEC Lebogang Maile to fight these foodborne illnesses, and to make sure that Spaza shop owners, they adhere to the health regulations, they comply as well. And we know that the Economic Development Department has mentioned that the South Africans who are fronting to be, who are assisting foreign Spaza shop owners to register, they will face the law. They will be punished. And we know that MEC Minister for Cocta mentioned that they will not extend this deadline. So MMC mentioned that they will be assisting Spaza shop owners, especially local South African Spaza shop owners.
Did they give timelines? Because just listening to that clip that we watched now, one of the Spaza shop owners was saying beyond the registration, they're more than happy with it, but beyond that, they would actually like to be taught a bit more about this issue of handling food. So they want the workshops. Were there any timelines that beyond the registration now, they'll actually be paying some of these Spaza shop owners a visit to teach them about the handling of food?
No, they did not tell us about any timeline, but they said that they will, after this registration process, since we know that today it's the last day to register, they said that they will follow up and engage MEC Lebogang Maile as well, just to make sure that more is being done, to make sure that they are taught about this foodborne illness as well, and to make sure that they comply. So they did not tell us when, but they did mention that there will be awareness campaigns as well. Yes.
And then just lastly, community members that were observing what was happening at the Sebokeng Hall, were they at least heartened by that, given that a number of children lost their lives? Were they at least a bit pleased that this process has now come to an end, and then we'll get to the second part of perhaps teaching the ordinary Spaza shop owners how to handle food? Were they happy?
Yes, yes, definitely. In Sebokeng, they were pleased. As I've mentioned, that the registration process was smooth. They've mentioned that since in Sebokeng, they've lost 3 children, and they were siblings. And so when I engaged with some of the Spaza shop owners, they did mention they believe they're confident that the registration process will bring change.
All right, Lerato, thank you very much for that update. That's SABC News reporter Lerato Makola, who's been monitoring the Spaza shop registration process in Sebokeng and also monitoring the one in Jabulani, Soweto.